WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Now, I'm not really aware of how rare this is, but this is Ardbeg! Yay! Ardbeg 8 for discussion, 50.8%. The bottles over here were 65 euros is what I paid, so with postage, 73. And this was bottled on the 17th of March 2021. 8-year-old Ardbeg committee release. All right, now to be very, very honest, I am not an Ardbeg fanboy yet. I will be, if everything happens correctly, on the island of Islay in May 2020. And as part of my training, education, conditioning, I don't know, I've decided to try more and more Islay whiskeys. So when this went on sale, I was like, okay, I don't know, I can try and see if I'm lucky or not. And the way things often happens with committee releases from Ardbeg over here, at least in Germany and Europe, is you go online, you click and you refresh, and you click and you refresh, and after about 3 hours, people go, it's sold out, and they're just absolutely angry because they didn't get the bottle and they wasted 3 hours of their lives. Now, and then what happens is that these bottles somehow appear on eBay within minutes, even though the bottles aren't there, for double, triple, or quadruple the price. So even now, if I go to Whiskybase, 185853, the bottle is still available on the website, all right? So you go to www.ardbeg.com, one word, and you go up to committee release and so on. You can buy this bottle. It's limited at least here to 2 per person. But hey, 2 per person is better than the prices I see online, because the prices I see online are the cheapest person is actually selling this 73 euro bottle for 139, and the next shop is selling it for 149, and the next shop for 159. It just goes all the way up to 199 euros, which I just think is pathetic here. But hey, that's the way things are at the moment, and I just don't understand the world. That people would actually buy it from a shop for 100+ euros instead of going online and buying it for themselves for 70-some euros. I just don't get it. All right. So Ardbeg is a very, very beloved distillery. People, Louis Vuitton, Monet Henness, the same people who own Glenmorangie own Ardbeg. Dr. Bill London, their and team are doing great work there, doing very, very fantastic things. So far in my life, I've had about, I'm going to say 10 with these two, 10 times Ardbeg in a glass, and I've drank it. Of those 10 times, at least 7 of those were not voluntary. What do I mean by not voluntary? I was group pressure. I was forced into doing it. So what happens is I often, every Sunday night for the last 5 years, I have a live stream in German, and my guest gets to decide which whiskeys we'll be drinking. I have a certain veto that I can actually apply there, but of course, I say, oh, do we really? Oh, come on, Jason. I'm like, oh, okay, good. And so about 6 times so far, people have gone, hey, there's a new Ardbeg expression. Here's a sample. Hey, really? I'll go. And I have not yet had a Ardbeg where I've gone, oh, that's interesting. Nice, thank you. So let's see what's going to happen over here with the 8. As I said, I consider it training, I consider it education, I consider conditioning for my trip to Islay. So, on the nose, the 8-year-old, it's somewhat fishy, it's some type, like harbor type of seawater type of seaweed moment there. Over here, the 10-year-old, almost the same, but a little less intensive. The 46 and 10 years versus the 8 years and the 50.8% are noticeable, at least on the nose. Not much, but a little bit. Even in the color here, I have the feeling that the 8 here is a little bit darker. Now, I have no idea what type of cask composition they had here. I do want to show you this nice little graphic here, which I thought was kind of cool. Focus, 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 focus. Yeah. So we have the pineapple, and we have the bottle, and we have the fish, and we have, I don't know what else, the cask, and so on going on there. Yep. So, now, first question. have you tried the Ardbeg for discussion number 8? If so, what is your personal opinion? And the second question is, what is your favorite Ardbeg? Is it the 10? Is it something else? I don't know. I'm still learning. So forgive me for being such an ignorant person here. There are quite a few things here from Ardbeg. I love the Wee Beastie, the 10-year-old, the Anneau, the Ugada, the Corey Brecken, the I've never seen the barbecue smoker, the Tregbain batch 3, the Ardbeg 25. That was one of the things some of my fellow YouTubers did over here in Germany, is they bought, I think it was like 500 to 800 euros for the Ardbeg 25 back then, and they just bought them, and then they shared them, and they did videos about it, and they were like, these are one of the best videos, best viewed videos I've had for a long time. So, okay, why not? It's do what you can't do any otherwise. So, all right. Very good, very good. So, on the nose, I should have a very, very strong wood charcoal note with carousel, with tear, with toffee, and then also a little bit of a secret type of vegetal smell from fenchel, from celery, from green pepper, and then after that's gone, you might get a little bit of milk chocolates and aniseed and some wood smoke. And they put a little water in there, which I'll do in a moment. You're going to have a little bit more of an herbal moment, more of the coriander, lavendel, fenchel coming out, or fennel coming out, I'm sorry. And then a tiny little bit of that wood smoke. And then you have that fresh, salty sea air coming in there. So let's try it, 50.8%. Let's watch Jason suffer. When I swallow, yeah. Wow, that really, really goes someplace I don't like. And then if I wait a while, that finish is nice. I like the little bit of that barley sweetness in the end, a little bit of a honey moment, a little bit of a smoke. So the aftertaste, absolutely acceptable. At the beginning, almost drinkable, but what happens in the middle is absolutely not my cup of tea, not my wheelhouse. So they say fennel and they say celery, very vegetal. I have no idea how they do that. I mean, where does that vegetal moment come from? Is it the peat smoke that does it, or what? I don't know. Definitely not in my wheelhouse. All right, good. Going over to the 10 as the comparison. This is actually acceptable. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It does have a little bit of a smoke in there. It does have an interesting type of green pepper in there and so on. It does have a tiny little moment where it goes too vegetal for me and goes back up to normal. This is something I would drink if nothing else was there. So let's see where I'm going to be next year. Let's see what I'm going to be the next year after that and the next year after that. Maybe then I'm going to come back to the 8 for discussion, go, ooh, this was a fabulous whiskey. I don't think so, but the 8, the Ardbeg, the 8 Ardbeg is not really something for me. The 10 Ardbeg is something where I can enjoy it and go, wow, that is actually a well-made whiskey. All right, so by the way, if you haven't noticed, the Glenmorangie 10 and the Ardbeg 10 have a similar principle there, right? And everything else builds up on that basic, on that foundation, on those things. Now, they went for the Wee Beastie 5 instead. They now have an 8. Let's see if Glenmorangie is going to go down with their numbers as well. I hope not, but you never know. All right, so what's your favorite Ardbeg, and what was your personal opinion here of the 8? Please write it down in the comments. This is going to get a D in the a price, and also a D in taste for me at this moment. This is actually more of a C type of whiskey. 45 euros versus 70 some euros, so 65 plus postage and handling. I can actually, I can dig the 10-year-old slowly but surely, and I'm working way up. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. In spite of my lack of enthusiasm for Islay whiskeys, I'm working on it, being conditioned, being trained, being educated. And I hope to see you back here real soon for a different place and a different whiskey and a different type of style. All the best. See you soon. Bye-bye.